So guys, hello, I'm back. So this is going to be the part 2 of this box because unfortunately, wasn't meant with the liquid of the Berkeley Gold that spread everywhere, so I have to clean up everything, of course. Um, so yeah. Anyway, I'm going to show you here this time what is there. Here, the last part of the thing. So the main compartment here. So here, I would say my tournament tackle. I got some all kind of stuff, some steel leaders for fish, for tea with fish, because it's really decent to allow them to break the line. Some bobbers, some like phones bobbers, some belts, some more belts, some jackets. You can see here. Got some jackets, some weights, some floaters, all kind of stuff, some hooks, all kind of stuff that I might need. But I still have a lot more in my main tackle, but this are just working fine. Now let's start here. I'm gonna show you the bait I carry with me. So let's start here. I'm gonna show you the bait. These are more like cheaper baits, honestly, that I have here. So first of all, here I got some crankbaits, some Mako $2 crankbaits here. You can see right here in that nice bluegill color. Very nice bait. I got again Mako jerk bait. This is like only $1.75 Canadian, and these are pretty cheap. They're not the best option because you can see the lip is pretty thick. It's very light, so not only venting will dive, but I got this bait nonetheless. This one is made with VMC hooks though. Then I got some jointed shot here. Honestly, these are pretty horrible. I mean, these are these the Hulk action. These are Mako again, $3, but the joint are so like crazy. You can see, and the lip is pretty nice. But and then on the action, I got here like a silver minnow, and I got here like a golden minnow type of thing. And then here I got a perch, one of these. But honestly, these I don't recommend to buy these one. These are so I've tried them and the action are so stiff on these. Doesn't even dive right, so yeah, don't recommend too much these one. But again, I got these for $2. I would use more of these like for pound fishing and see for very aggressive bass that will hit almost anything. I would use these. And now here I got a ton of spoon and a ton of spoon and a ton of spoon. So let's start with the Mako one, honestly. Like again, so got a couple of Mako spoon here. As you see, these ones. These are Swedish spoon. They come $3 for a pack of 2. Since I got this looks like blue color. I got the normal silver color. These are pretty heavy. They have a nice quality. I like these. I got them like a pinkish kind of color, and then I got like some green tiger kind of color here. Then I got like under like golden middle kind of color, pretty nice. And then here, I got some North spoon. I got again more spoon. I got more Mako spoon that I carry always because Mako spoon only costs $1.25 and they're pretty decent for the price. So anyway, I got these ones. Again, some more smaller, but I guess you can see the quality is pretty decent. They have a pretty nice heft to it. They're pretty nice. They're very heavy. I got this one again, with bigger one. Very sharp hooks too, so I like these. I got this silver one. These are found in Dollarama in Canada. I don't know if y'all can find this in the US, but so there's that, and then there's this color like a bronze one. I got some very normal wobbler spoon. You can see here some Hetzig ones. These are very traditional spoon. Some Lucky Strike one. These have some like dots, like move more water inside. So there's these. And then here I got I'll tangle up another Lucky Strike, but this is a nice one. Gets like a frog like kind of pattern, pretty nice. And then here I got a red white normal spoon with a steel leader for mostly pike, so I got that. And then here I got a spinner, pretty cheap spinner. I got some maps, but I don't put them here because they're not open yet. But I got here a cheaper spinner, but at least I can just get some right away. So I got these because this is going to be a long series because I have a lot of tackle. Like yesterday, that was what I found a few months ago, but I got a lot more to show y'all. For example, all of these and all of this is full with tackle stuff. So I got it. This is only $1, so I got a ton to go through. But anyway, I start here. Some more like top water stuff. I got here Mako Popper. And you see these are not too bad. The perfect, again, the finish is kind of like rough, but the mouth is pretty deep enough to make some popping noise. And the hook are pretty sharp. I would like a little bit more like a feather hooks, but again, this is a $1.75 bait. So Canadian is like $1.50 or like $1.40 US, I think. Anyway, here I got a three classic bait here. Classic Jitterbug by Arbogast. Very classic bait. I like this kind of style. A bit more expensive, honestly, but again, these I found. I was pretty happy to find this one. You have to put some new hooks in that. I got a tiny torpedo. Again, say these are more like a beat up kind of baits, but honestly, it will work pretty decent. What I like about these beat up baits, sometimes they work better for a bit more finicky. You see, they're more like wounded baits, so imperfect finish sometimes better. So I like these. And then here I got a classic Robot Popper. I very like these baits. They're so decent. They have a very good action, and yeah, they're very decent. So the popper and the feather shroud, these work so decent. Then I got two frogs. I got some cheap Mako frog here. This one is a Mako. I never know the name, but this is not horrible. The skirt is pretty decent. The thing is snug inside, but the thing is the body is very stiff compared to like more quality frog, but okay, nonetheless. And then finally, that's all this is some surprise. You got a nice popping mounted, the biggest. Again, this thing is getting out of there, so it can damage the paint. Honestly, the plastic is not too, is pretty more quality, but again, pretty stiff nonetheless. But still, the paint job is really decent on this. Like a nice angry frog. So I got that. Now here I got more stuff on this side. Try not to entangle everything. So I got here some crankbaits. There we go. I'm gonna show you some crankbaits. First of all, let's start with the cheap one, the Lopez crankbait. So let's start with my Mako Lopez crankbait. In Green Tiger again. It's a very cheap crankbait, honestly. Only $3. And I see these ones for the bait. They definitely seem somewhat decent. They have some heft to it, so they're pretty decent. And the paint job is not horrible and pretty heavy. I like the form of these. Doesn't like the normal like little minnow form. It's like a bigger form, so I like these. And then here I got a normal riding Rapala and Bascar. Look at these, like, into the difference of the quality. This is like at least a little bit more heavy, but the paint job is at least somewhat decent. The quality is just better. Mainly VMC hook. Very decent bait again. And then here I got one very nice, but I bought a lot of these, and these are the Yo-Zuri 3D like crankbait kind of thing. This you can see the quality of these. You can show like by the lip. You can see the lip, and this one is a deep diving one. It's a very like not stiff, like it's very thin, so it's going to have a very nice action. It's going to be very tuned, because most of the cheap one are not tuned, and they will round on their side because they're so light. So this one will like round on their side when you're going to retrieve them or just use them. So this is going to be pretty got very better quality and just better action overall, and considers more like a translucent bait from like clear water. Again, deep diving bait and like more clear water can be very decent. Even like Montaigne can shine a lot. So again, very high quality. Also a very high quality bait, but again for a very good price. That's why I got a ton of these. I got one of my favorite bait, the KVD 1.5. This bait's super decent. I found this one. Again, the lip is very thin too, but it can break sometimes because they're made of cartoon. Circus set cardboard, but anyway, it's made of plastic. The hook are somewhat decent, and it's just very nice bait. Have a very nice action like these, not too cheap. And then here I got it's called a evergreen crankbait, but this bait I found it, I was very happy because it's run like brand new. It's $22 Canadian, it's like $15 US, so it's like a $16 US bait. You can see this is a very angry crankbait. Look at that thing, how angry it is. It's a big rattle. This is going to be a very aggressive bait in the water. Very hot in the summer, but now it's not hot anymore. But I got these on this. Then here, I got more kind of like, I got my spinner bait and jig and stuff. And shadow bait assortment here. So I'm going to show you what I got. So first of all, here I got some jig. I got here a RQ jig with a yum craw on side, black and blue, both of these. Again, this is a pretty cheap jig, but it's kind of working. Okay, the job is made. So get this, get more quality bait. Like this one is a, oh, the thing fell up. Bro, what? Oh, kind of use it for it, but anyway, I'll do it after. But the skirt fell up as a jig is a non-tentacle jig with a zoom crawl, but this thing fell after. We do that after. But anyway, here I got a very good bait. Is a cross-eyed chatterbait. These are like more expensive than normal chatterbait. You can see these are these are very high quality. You can see by chatterbait, by Z-Man, very high quality cross-eyed chatterbait. These. I got here a buzzbait body. This is the $1 Walmart buzzbait. The bodies, the scope just got off, but you can see the body's still great. And these honestly, the only very bad thing on these are the skirt, but other than that, they're kind of pretty decent bait. So I have this thing, and now I got more like kind of banner bait. So first of all, I got this Mako ones at $3, and it's not horrible. Just the wire is not long, but still have a nice blade. Somewhat better scope than the $1. So I guess it's a pretty decent thing, like a chartreuse one for muddy water. And then I got here a normal white, pretty high quality spinnerbait. You can see pretty like normal high quality spinnerbait honestly here. And then here I got the $1 again Walmart spinnerbait. Is a black one. I already use it in the paint already. I just only use one in the paint color, but anyway, I got this one with a big color rattle blade. And then finally here I got a, I know what these bait are, but these are like Yozuri, like knuckle bait, like a spinner bait, but these like beads and balls that just like make some noise in the water. So I have to try these out, but honestly, it's kind of pretty similar to a spinner bait, just different. And then here finally I got a ton of like pre-rig swim baits and stuff like these. You can see I got a ton of these. Most of these are like cheaper ones, but still somewhat decent. So let's start here. I got a Northern Cycle. It's like a crawl. It's a very decent, like $4, but still the JK is like very decent, and the crawl body is pretty nice. Again, very nice, compact little crawl plastic. And here I got some of these. Let's see, it's Finesse Jkhead. These are Mako one. Finesse Jkhead Peloton. These are pretty decent. I can try to have a pretty nice action. Not too stiff, pretty nice Jkhead. And I got the pure white and a green pumpkin color. And then here I got again some Mako swim. I guess it's not horrible, just the paint is pretty like meh. Honestly, this will be more good in clear water, but except for this one's like a, but honestly, it's not horrible. You can see I got some more here. You can see, I mean, there's some ones that are really dope. But you can see what I like about these is that all of these, I mean, most of these come with a treble hook, so the price is like $1.250 Canadian for one, which is a very good price because honestly, the plastic of these are not too stiff. They have a pretty nice action, honestly. So, I'm kind of surprised with the action of these honestly swim bait. So, they're like mid, but for the price, they're pretty good. Just I got more of these, all kind of colors. Never use these. I'll just use a couple of these, just to see really what the action of these. But I guess some of these that don't bite is not, again, the same price as the other one, but this doesn't come with another hook. It's like a minnow. But I see these actions pretty barely good because you can see this is so stiff plastic. Doesn't have any action, so I don't recommend buying these. Honestly, because I tried some of these and they're pretty not good. Again, I got another one of these, like a pipe one. They're okay. Honestly, these are pretty decent, like the other one. And then here I got a big one again. Doesn't have the treble hook, but again, these have a pretty decent action. Have a long tail that will kick a lot of water, and it's a pretty nice one. I don't know if I tried these. And then finally here I go. The difference is the this is a pretty old one I found, but this is a Storm Walleye Life Pike. This is a I got this one, and again I put a new treble hook and stuff. Again, pretty beat up, but still, this is a very more better bait than the other one. High quality. So that's what I like about Storm bait. They're pretty high quality. So yeah, was that for all of these. Again, so I got a couple more stuff. I know what the value of these again roughly is. We're gonna be like 300 US for that. But I kind of loaded, of course. I kind of loaded it, so yeah. But you know, I tried to keep ready the base for me on this taco box with everything I might need for a color can of fish. And I got that. Oh, I'm sorry. I kind of forget these one here. The last pile. And y'all, unless y'all would tell me that I would forget here. Cause like I'm missing stuff. A Yozuri minnow, he's a very decent. Again, the 3-star minnows are very decent. Again, more for Clearwater, but again, these have a very good action, very nice tune, very high quality. And then I got some of these are very cheap ones. These are the Flying Fish, Amazon, you know, Amazon like cheap jointed bait again. Some of these are pretty decent. This one I have a pretty decent action. It's not too well tuned, but if it's tuned, it's kind of a nice action. And then here I got a Berkeley Collar 110. These are very nice because I have 3 treble hooks, so the occupation is very good. Again, this is a very nice bait, the Berkeley Collar. Very nice bait whatsoever. I got here a reply depth to 15 feet perch. It's like a perch bodies. This go to depth to 15 feet for like very deep water. Do something like these that go very deep. They're pretty nice. Yeah, if you want a smaller, deep diving bait, this is very decent. Just expensive, honestly. Then here I got a Storm Haddington. Again, it's a very good for like more like trolling and stuff. And what I like about this one is that the lip is made of metal, so it's flexible, so it won't break in the rocks at all. So it's very nice touch. The other thing is that this particular model is made to glow in the dark and see, so you can glow in the dark. So it's a very nice one. And then last but not least, I got a reply jointed floating minnow. This one is in the normal like metal color. You can see again, very decent baits. They're pretty expensive, but they're very decent. So yeah, a very classic bait right here. But anyway, here you can see that was all the stuff. Like I told you, try to keep ready the base of the stuff that I need. Of course, I got a lot more tackle too for everyone to specialize something, but this is something I would like kind of like Kate, if I don't have a lot of space in my car and I just want to grab a quick some fishing tackle, it's already organized to be like versatile. So anyway, I got that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see on the other one. I will try to make more video about more other fishing tackle stuff or like some fishing in general. So yeah.